Hi Professor, this is Bikram and here are we with the task 3 assignment. So, in the very first line you can see I have created the data frame with the 10 rows and 10 columns. In the very first line I am displaying the basically I am importing the pandas and parsing the data frame. Then I am displaying the values using df1. Here I am creating the index of the data frame and checking whether the indexing is fine or not. So we can see A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J is the indexing. The rest is use of loc to demonstrate the calling of columns by labels. So if you can see here, I have used the first name to simply check the column name first name. In the very next line cell, I have used ILOC, that is basically to demonstrate the calling the column name by indexing. So I have simply picked the same first name by its index, that is 5. So here basically I have rearranged the column names. What I did, I have put the first name and last name in the very beginning and the rest in the later part, and put again into the df1. So we in such a way we can see the there is a rearrangement of column names here. Now for finding the counts, I put dot count function, and we can see how we for every column we can see the number of values. In this case it is 10 for all. Then the maximum values of each column using dot max. We can see here first name, last name, age 77, gender M, so income 730. So these are the maximum values. Similarly, the minimum values have been determined using dot min, and then obviously dot median will find out the median of the numerical values, that is age, household, income, and defaulters. So we can see here. Now using the describe, basically we are finding the summary of our data set. So here we can see that the summary is determined here, that what is the count, what is the mean according to the numerical columns, mean value, max value, and quartile, standard deviation. Then coming to the head function, basically pick the argument for the number of values number of n values that we want to display. First number of n values, like for 6 it is showing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the first 6 values. Similarly, the tail is displaying the last n records. Here we can see from the 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 are the last n records. Now the next part is importing the data set and implement some of the visualizations and operations on the data frame so that we can get a better insights. Now the data basically is of exam performance, in which maths, physics, chemistry, and English scores are determined. Now we have to find out the insights accordingly. Basically, just to check an overview of data, I have implemented the dot head 5. Now first 5 records are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and here we can see the number of columns and the significance: gender, student ID, age, class, math score, physics, English, chemistry score, and roll number. Similarly, here is the tail 5, bottom 5 records, just to get the information that which column is null and what is the count and what will be the data, what is the data type, we can find using dot info. Now here we can see the gender has some of null values, physics score has some null values, and English score has one null value. Coming to the later part, we will deal with the null values later. First of all, checking the summary that is using dot describe. We have discussed it earlier as well. Here we can see what is the count, mean, standard deviation, and max and min values. Now coming to the correlation part, here if we see, I have found out the correlation, but to view it at a better version, I have used the heat map using the Seaborn as CSN. Now using the heat map, we can see that very great correlation is between math scores, physics scores, and chemistry scores. That means if a student is good in maths, then he is also good in physics and chemistry. The probability is high, so we can see a bit of correlation here. But on the very same side, the correlation between the physics, chemistry, maths, like science subjects and language subject is not there. So science subject, any person if is good in science subject, then definitely he will be good. It is not necessary he is good in English subject also. Now now what I am doing here, I am dropping the null values. Simply I have put whatever the gender, that is basically male, female. If there is null, then it will be dropped. Now just to verify that yes, all the null values have been dropped, we can see from 141 the count has become 136. For physics score and English score, still the count is less. Now we have to replace the null values with the mean of the scores. So here I have done that using the fill NA. Now I have fill NA with the mean values. Here we can see in the info, now we can verify that the values have been filled for maths, physics score and English scores. For now, coming to the visualization part, here I have used a box plot just to check on the basis of age what is the quartile distribution across the median. So here we can see the math score, physics score, chemistry score and English score, and here is the labels, age, here is the title. We will be able to understand this box plot. Coming to the next is the cat plot that I used. Basically it is if a person is promoting from like next class, then what is the performance in the math scores on the basis of age and gender. So here are classes 11th and 12th, and we can see that how flow is going. So I believe you are able to understand the most of the concepts that I've used and the operations I have used. Thank you so much.